Hello, this is the RPG Pundit, the final boss in Internet Shitlords, and here I am doing an aerial view. Those of you who watch my my channel regularly will remember that in my last video I talked about how I had a disaster, a cat-related disaster, while making one of the previous videos. The cat had ended up spilling coffee over my Arrows of Indra and Dark Albion books, and here they are. And really, to the credit of the reduction of Arrows of Indra, it's in like pretty much excellent shape. It held up. It held up really, really well. So hardly any damage done there, right? This one had more water, more coffee damage, but as you can see, it's also still, you know, it's got the coffee stain now, gives it some character. Luckily, these aren't the only copies I have of either of these books, but there we are. That's the state of them today. So yeah, it's okay. They're both completely usable still, and I think that's the main thing, right? And a gaming book, if it hasn't ended up having a few war wounds, it means you haven't really cared much about it, have you? Anyway, today I'm doing a very short video because I've had just a crazy hectic week. For starters, I'm trying to rent out an apartment that's for a charitable cause, and this is a big deal with a lot of effort of being put into it, and it's taking up a lot of my time because I'm the one that has to go show it to everyone. And then I've got a lot of other social activities going on, a lot of those sorts of things, which is taking up a lot more time than I'd grown used to recently. It'd been so nice. Not to say that it is nice that the COVID pandemic happened, but that it was so nice during the period where, you know, everybody was staying at home, that I suddenly had like a lot less to do, you know? And now here in Uruguay, anyways, there's pretty much a return to almost full activity. Some of the cases have gone up a little bit recently, and so now people are a bit worried again. But you know, there was never a lockdown here, anyways. But there was a period where everybody, you know, anything optional, people had just all agreed not to do them. You know, like as a group, as a people collectively. So there's very little going on, and at that time I didn't have as busy a schedule as I do now. But then to top it all off, I had set out to write a new RPG, which is what the topic of tonight's video is. And that new RPG, I was thinking that it was going to take me a really, really long time to finish the first draft, and I'm not done the first draft yet. I've still got a bunch of setting fluff and a very small amount of rules material, mostly on the magic, to work out. But I'm much, much closer. I'm much further ahead than I expected. I have written over 200 pages of it already, which was a lot more than I expected to be by this point. And so I figured I should give you guys the tiniest of information about it. The game is going to be an occult modern game, and in it you are going to play agents or members of a particular secret society dedicated to the illumination of humankind that is engaging in a secret magical war against other secret societies that are dedicated to a lot less worthy type of motives, which doesn't mean that your side is always doing everything perfectly good either. So the genre is modern occultism, so like modern magic, and conspiracy sort of stuff like secret societies, and the idea that there's a secret conspiratorial world going on behind the world that people normally see. And the big selling point is obviously going to be that all of the magic stuff, all the occult stuff, is going to be super authentic to what authentic occultism is in the modern era looks like. You know, so it's going to be the most credible, I think, occult RPG that's ever been made. And anyways, the main reason I'm doing this video is because what I still haven't decided on, or haven't picked out yet, is who I want to publish it. As you guys know, I don't publish my own products. I'm always published by someone. And so I've worked with a number of different publishers over the years. from, Mousetrap Games to Bedrock Games to Presses Intermedia, Dom Publishing here, a number of different publishers, all of which I've ended up having really good relationships with, and all of whom, I think have profited immensely from my work, but it's also their work, right? Because if it wasn't for like the excellent work that Brendan Davis did on Arrows of Indra, all the interiors, all the, the structure, the layout, because I know how to write. That's all I know how to do. I'm the writing guy, right? I write the game. All of the pretty pictures, all of the cool look, all the neat, hopefully non-coffee stained interiors, all that stuff depends on me having a person who really knows how to do that stuff, because I'm never going to do this, right? So, if you are I'm giving first attention to people who watch this video, basically. If you are a small press, well, I guess, or a large press, RPG publisher, and you've published games before, or in theory, if you've maybe never published a game yourself, but you've got you've got a lot of experience with publication and layout and stuff like that, you might still have a chance, right? So if you're one of those guys and you want to publish my game with a kind of profit-sharing deal, then please get in touch with me. Let me know if you are interested in this new game that I'm proposing. It's going to be an OSR game. It's going to be modern occultism with conspiracy stuff, modern fantasy. Lot of cool stuff is going to be happening in that game. So please tell me if you're interested in that. Get in touch, and I'm basically holding, like I do every time I prepare a new book, and I don't think my current publisher is either going to be interested or have the time to do it. Spectre Press is my current publisher, and they're busy enough with the RPG Pundit Presents stuff, which is still going to be coming out for at least some time, and with the reprints of the older RPG Pundit Presents stuff. So I don't really want to put another thing just on their waiting list. I'd rather have someone else do this so it can come out quicker. I realize that won't be quick, but quicker. You guys have to understand, I hope you didn't get super duper excited about this new game, because it'll probably be at least a year before it sees publication, because that's just how it goes in the current, in the hobby, in terms of how long it takes for someone to finish. Not because my writing isn't going to be finished. My writing's going to be finished in weeks. Right? Like the first draft will be done in a week or two, and then I'm going to do a second draft, and that'll take way less time than the first draft did, obviously, and then I'll do like another little run through a kind of third draft for the quality, to make sure that it's as good as it can be on my end, and then it goes to the publisher. The publisher has to edit and examine all the stuff, proofread, make sure that the typing is good, make sure that the grammar is good, that I didn't get anything wrong, that I'm not missing something that I just completely blanked out and forgot to fill in, all that stuff. And then they have to lay it out, they have to put the art, they have to put the background, they have to find a cover, all that sort of thing. That's all their responsibility. So that's what I would want you to do if you wanted to publish my upcoming game. And what I did is, write it, and I have the RPG Pundit name. So if you're interested in that kind of a partnership, get in touch with me. Talk to me in the comments, send me a DM on Twitter, write to my email address if you know my email address, or wherever. We'll get in touch. There are lots and lots of ways to get in touch with me. And let me know if you want to be considered for publishing my game. Now, of course, if you have no credits whatsoever that you can show in publishing in the RPG hobby, or at least publishing somewhere else, then it's going to be very unlikely I'm going to take you on. So keep that in mind. This is an invitation to people who've already done some stuff on their own, but you might have only done a few little things, right? And if I think that you're impressive, I might decide to go with you, right? You don't have to be a major player, right? Like, none of these companies that I've published with were really major players, especially at the time that I started publishing with them, right? I mean, Bedrock's become much more successful now over the years. Dom Publishing had one game out, but I loved the look of that game, and I really liked the guy that ran the company, and so I said, yeah, I'm going to trust this guy. I think he does really great layout, and he does. Dominique Cruzet does some of the best layout around, right? So If you, again, anybody who is a past or present publisher and wants to get a try at this, let me know, okay? I guess that's everything for today. Sorry that this is basically like it's not an ad. I guess not. It's this video is more like a help wanted side in the form of a video. But I thought you guys would like to know, to the rest of you who aren't prospective publishers but just audience, you'd like to know what I'm doing with regard to the to my upcoming products, right? Oh, look. Yeah, you're the one that wrecked these. You're the one that got them covered in coffee. Meatball. Jesus. But now you've come to investigate your work, have you? Ah, what a terrible kitty. Nah, I love her. Anyway, if you did like this video, please share it. In fact, if you just want to do me a favor, I don't know how many people are going to like this video, but if you're excited about the idea of my upcoming game, and those of you who've been following me for a long time on my blog and on the RPG site, you know that I'm, I've got academic credentials in the study of religion and specifically have spent a lot of time within that doing studies of modern occultism. I'm also somebody who practices occultism, right? And I've written very, very lengthy blog posts about, the nature of modern magic and stuff that has, where what I first start out with saying is that 90% of all modern occultism is crap. And 90% of all occultism is crap, right? 90% of any religious belief is crap. And it's not going to be a New Age airy-fairy sort of thing. It's not going to be like that, I don't know, that witchcraft RPG that came out in the 90s or something like that, right? It's going to be, and it's not going to focus on trying to be ultra realistic, right? The first goal, just like Lion and Dragon, the first goal of the game is playability, not realism. That'll be the same thing with this game. And yeah, it'll be full of really authentic stuff. That's the main thing. So please share the video anywhere you can. Like the video if you can. If this is your first video you're watching, this isn't like my typical video, so please check out my other videos and playlists, and if you like those, then please subscribe and hit that notification bell for subscriptions. And if you want to keep supporting me, if you can't publish one of my games, but if you want to support me, then consider purchasing my games like Arrows of Indra or the Dark Albion series, Occult of Chaos here, which is an excellent. Occult of Chaos is just an incredible source book for generating random heresies, cults, witch covens, and things like that you can use as opponents in medieval authentic OSR game, D&D game, or any kind of fantasy game, basically. It's got like random tables, everything you need. You can pick stuff, you can roll stuff, and every time you use it, it'll give you a different group with different interests and different problems and different membership and resources, all that stuff. So it's really, really an excellent source book. And if you can't afford the big books or you can't, you're living somewhere where they're not allowing you to ship stuff anymore or something like that, you can also check out my games on PDF, my products, including RPG Pundit Presents, the PDF series that is a bunch of short source books of all different kinds for all different things in the OSR, from medieval authentic to weird gonzo to creature compendiums to magic items to new magic systems, grimoires and things like that. All kinds of stuff, adventures, setting. Each issue of RPG Pundit Presents is different. We're up to 102 issues, and the newest issue is called The Woodsman, which is a brand new character class for Lion and Dragon. This is a character class similar to the one that came out a while back. It might be more than a year ago now. I don't remember. Called The Archer, which was another issue of RPG Pundit Presents. So The Woodsman is another new optional character class. If you've got Lion and Dragon, you'll love that. If you've got another OSR game, you could use it in that game too. It's only 99 cents. If you want something else, you got, RPG Pundit Presents 100, Star Adventure, which is the only one that you can get in print. You can buy it in print and PDF. The print and PDF combo is $9.99, and it is a complete space opera OSR RPG from the hardest working man in the hobby. At least that's what it feels like to me a lot of times. Because you got to put out like a product a week for like 2 years. Anyway, So yeah, feel free to support me in that way. You can also like just throw money at me on Patreon or PayPal if you really want to. I'm definitely gonna be thankful for that. But if you want to get something back, then pick up my stuff, buy my stuff. You're supporting me, and you're getting something that I really do think you're gonna enjoy in return. Anyways, thank you very much, guys. Take care. Currently smoking Lorenzetti Egg plus Argento Natural.